time out of our busy lives to be here today. We thank you for joining us and are thrilled to have you as a part of our extended NIT family.
Now, it's time to kick off the program that will allow us to strengthen our human network and continue to build on the legacy of NIT Kurukshetra. So whether you're here to learn, share, or just reconnect, we hope that you'll find the experience enriching and memorable.
Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the presence of our esteemed guest speaker, Dean Students Welfare, Professor Dikshit Garg sir, Professor in charge, Alumni Cell, Professor Pratibha Agarwal ma'am, Faculty in charges, Alumni Cell, and other dignitaries.
And as we move forward in this remarkable gathering, it's time to extend our heartfelt gratitude and honor our esteemed guests with a token of appreciation. And for the same, I would like to call upon Sandhya ma'am, Dean Student Welfare, Dikshit sir, Pratibha Agarwal ma'am, Yogesh sir, Shelly ma'am, and Vedi sir to please come on the stage.
Please welcome them with a round of applause. Now I request Dean Students Welfare, Professor Dikshit Garg sir, to present bouquet to Sandhya ma'am. Now I request Professor in charge Alumni Cell, Professor Pratibha Agarwal ma'am, to present Saul to Sandhya ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all. I would now like to request Pratibha ma'am to kindly come to the dais and for the formal welcome of our chief guests.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we are here again with our weekly colloquium series. So I want to welcome all of you, and I'm really delighted to welcome you to our this weekly colloquium series. As you know, it is taking place every Wednesday, and it will be going on throughout the semester. We still have two more series of this colloquium, and we are having this platform to inspire, enlighten, and spark curiosity by bringing here the accomplished professionals and thought leaders who can share their insights and experiences. So today we are privileged to have Ms. Sandhya Singh. She is an esteemed alumna from 2005-2009 batch of REC Kurukshetra and an MBA graduate from IIM Lucknow. And at present, she is working as a senior manager at BPCL CRDC. She is having more than 14 years of experience in various challenging roles in oil and gas industry. And she has also developed expertise across multiple domains, including marketing, new business development, supply chain management, stakeholder management, and analytics and business intelligence. She has consistently demonstrated strong leadership, guiding her team to drive efficiency and deliver significant business value. So currently, she is focused on identifying business opportunities and leading R&D projects related to electric vehicle charging through renewable sources, aligning with her company's vision of fostering innovation for sustainable future. Her extensive experience and impressive achievements make her an ideal speaker for this initiative. So please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Sandhya Singh.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words and the introduction of our chief guest.
Now, I would like to call upon Sandhya ma'am to please come and share her thoughts with us. Please give her a huge round of applause.
A very good afternoon, respected faculty, dignitaries, and dear students. It feels amazing to be back to this college. And while I was traveling to this campus after so many years, it really feels nostalgic. So many memories, so many stories that I still have close to my heart. And it feels really great to see you all here present. It feels as if it was yesterday I had just come to this college as a student. I remember my father, he accompanied me, the usual rickshaw we had taken from the main gate and traveled for the admissions and the paperwork. And I know I am from the time when technology had just started. I'm from the time when we had Nokia 1100 as my first phone. I don't know how many of you even know or have seen that phone, but that was my first phone. The most robust phone till date you can see. You throw it and it still works. So I'm from that era, yes. But I'm sure you guys will also carry the memories once you pass out of this college. And I wish everyone does really well while you're going to the corporate world. So thank you very much once again for inviting me for this sharing of my journey. As I think, thank you, Pratibha ma'am, and thank you, Kamakshi. I think you've given the brief of my professional journey, but just to run through. I was placed in Bharat Petroleum. It was my dream job. I was sharing it with Mehul while we were having the podcast that I landed up with 3 jobs during the placement time. And it was Wipro, Schneider, and the dream company was Bharat Petroleum. Time the package decided which company we choose to join. For me, I'm just talking of myself. I'm sure there are people passionate enough to ignore packages to join the areas that they really want to work in. But I chose BPCL, and I'm glad I chose BPCL as my first company. And it's been 15 years now that I've been working with this company. It's the top industry in the country. I'm working in the second largest oil and gas company of the country, and that's a matter of pride for me even till today. And I associate myself very closely with BPCL. During the journey of these 15 years, I have seen. You want me to? If that is okay, does it work? So thank you so much. I got to feel this way better to interact with you. And I still feel like the students, please feel free. I still see my professors. Uh, it was, a matter of pride getting a call from them. Come and talk here. I cannot explain in words how it feels to be back. I have goosebumps talking here. I remember placement cells, we were sitting here, hearing our companies, looking at their presentations, and wishing that we land up with one job. So it really feels, thank you so much for having me here once again. So I was at my journey. Once I joined BBC and back in 2009, I'm sure things have changed now. The way you people want to end up in jobs, the way you see this generation, I must say, is quite clear about what they want. We have people joining us in our own company. And I appreciate the way, the clarity you guys hold on to what you want to do in your professional journey. That's something we liked when we had joined. We were just guided by our seniors, we were not having that challenge that you guys hold today. And I was appreciate and a big round of applause, I think, for your own self. I think let's clap for ourselves. So that moment of time when you joined, I had ended up in LPG with BPCL. I heard there was a campus recruitment placement from BPCL, and there were few students who joined us. So that moment of time, the jobs that we ended up doing was being in the operational fields, being in the sales fields, running around, getting customers, solving problems. Although it's a government company, I must say, don't get into the situation that Jackie Bedtime. It's quite different. The company, PSU Sarkari company, PGCL is sorry, not having that culture. We are on our toes and we take pride of our culture. Our culture, the way we work, and we compare it with any company working in the energy sector, private company, we would be the best, among the best, exposed to the best of the technologies, exposed to the best of the knowledge, best of the trainings we have. I am part of one training program run by BPCL for leadership pipeline. We've got faculty from ISB, my mentor coming up and training us to how to handle futuristic responsibilities. So that I must say, BPCL can give you. I'm not here promoting BPCL, by the way, it's just that I feel so close about what they are doing and how they are approaching. So yes, it was nice joining BPCL, learning everything. You can me anywhere. I can do any job. Anywhere I'm not talking about it. Don't compare me with the Googles because I don't know coding. But I must say, NIT Kurukshetra and my recent college in Lucknow has really trained me well. The faculties, the credit goes to the faculties, the way they have taught us the technicals, the way they have taught us to handle situations, something which will emerge as a strength in the future. I don't want this to be a monologue. Solve there are questions which we can have, and then we can spend the rest of the time. So it will be fruitful. I'm sure people are having questions in their minds while they're taking out their precious time for techniques. So I think I request the organizers to, move on the mics if somebody wants to start. Any questions that you have in your mind regarding or issue? No questions? Yeah.
Actually, it's not that in PSU. Thank you so much. I think usually it's the long-term. That the growth is not as good as the other multinational companies are there. There is some sort of stagnant work with that you are delayed for work and see that the hard work you put in. will not justify doing that this is weird. So is it so that being in the same company gives you same opportunities if you have switched in other type of company?
Very good question, a very relevant question. See, PSUs, anybody joins the fact remains job stability, I must say. All of us are aware of the job market these days, how things are, when the decisions are taken. It all depends on company's performance, right? आज वो company अच्छा perform कर रही है, तो वो है job. That there is a downfall. So you're not sure of that job. So that is the most important thing. Yes, PSUs give you the stability that you want. The flexibility and the agility in making decisions of switching, growing is not there. Is not there. But I must say, performance by a few cases, you really can go up to level. As I said, they choose you out, they pick you out. HR in our own company, they are not the typical setup company. They are doing HR analytics and picking out people who will be filling up the leadership roles in the next few years. They are, providing them training. So it's not as good as what you do, but then it's a trade-off. What you want? Are you ready to face that instability in terms of job? That's a pressure. Let's take it. That it's a pressure, right? A good performing person also can, end up getting laid off because the company is getting shut or the company's operations are getting shut. So that way, I think it's a trade-off and a personal choice. I do not recommend personally because I am somebody who loves challenges. So in some point of time, yes, into my mind also, अरे यार क्या सरकारी में बैठे हैं 3 साल के बाद 6 साल के बाद we have those promotions, increment, वो भी छोटा सा, not proportional to what you are doing. So that frustration is there with everyone. But then extra voice, it's not individual priorities as well. So are you ready? I'm here happy to say I'm joined by my son, who's 9 months old. My husband is an IIT, they are passed out and an entrepreneur. So, see, I someday also want to be the CEO of some company. I don't end up saying that मेरा PSU में fixed है. But ये company मुझे opportunity दे रही है to work in the areas I am interested in. मैं आज की डेट में EVs में बात कर रही हूँ. EVs के बारे में काम कर रही हूँ is only because my company is cash rich. They can afford R&D in these areas. Talk about small companies. There's no business in that area. They do not want your businesses to spend their time. जहाँ business है वहाँ काम है. In private company, plain, period. PSUs में companies like BPCL and other areas, अगर आपका passion है, I'm saying I have been successful in following my passion. But I delivered a project in the renewables. I have presented to NHI chairman, who was an IAS officer. Imagine the opportunities you get. Yes, the promotions are not there. The amount of package that you end up is not there. But the opportunities are vast. You interact with the Prime Minister. We had my team member who's doing work in hydrogen electrolyzers. We are working on developing an industrial electrolyzer. If every one of you is aware, electrolyzers are not there, technology is not there in the country. Nor there is a battery cell technology available in the country. Talk about big names also, nobody has. We are only following technology from the other countries, China, Korea, take the names, not in the country. वो काम करने के लिए पैसा चाहिए, strength चाहिए, विजन चाहिए और इन एरियाज में गवर्नमेंट चीज की आप काम करोगे या बड़ी कंपनी जैसे काम कर सकते तो डिपेंड्स मेरा इंटरेस्ट रिन्यूएबल में है इसलिए मैं काम कर सक रही हूँ बट अगर आपका इंटरेस्ट है कि आप ग्रोथ चाहिए पैसा चाहिए other areas private MNCs are the best option. And for my personal views, I'm sure
It's not representing my company or anything else. So if you can introduce yourself by giving your name and your branch, I would love to know that.
Ma'am, my name is Sandhya. I am from Computer Science Department. My first name, so if you want to start your work with today, what problem would you solve in your existing industry?
That's a very interesting question. I love this question for that question. So when I was in IIM, I was closely working with the incubation cell. Then the incubation pitch fest we had, and the opportunity to work with another team member and be presented. But the question to answer that question, if I have to solve a problem in my sector, what problem I am solving? I think BPCL is an energy company working heavily with crude oil. Crude oil is going to die. We all know that. We need to diversify as a company. Right? We need to build portfolios where BPCL is not just known petrol, diesel, LPG. We need to diversify to areas like wind energy, solar energy, hydrogen power. So I would suggest if I have to start a company, I enter into something in these areas of renewable energy generation and be that the area of interest. I hope I answered. Come on, anything about my life. Something that you feel uncomfortable, you want to know, please go ahead. Sure, curious people and smart people. Maybe.
Good evening, high school from final year, from product industrial engineering. So my question was like BPCL, so is it work from the electrification or EV solution of like battery and other things? And what are the possible opportunities for like people that work for into the field of renewable and sustainable power generation? Are there any insights available for it?
Okay, that's also a nice question, very relevant question. Yes, we are working, if you know, we own around 26,000, close to 26,000 retail outlets. Retail outlets are the ones where you get petrol, diesel, all these products we will be trying. We are installing, or there's a target of installing around 7,000 electric vehicle chargers in the country, across geographies. So, we all know if you people are working physically and learning about these sectors, it's the next story. What comes first? The electric vehicles start in the market first, or the charging infrastructure comes first. So I think charging infrastructure is something which has been given as a responsibility to many of our big companies like Oil, BPCL, HPCL. So we have actually taken up that task. We have taken the target of installing 7,000 fast chargers for 4-wheelers, also 2-wheelers. So I think 3,000 of that is already installed, and we are also incorporating the software part of it in our whole package that we offer to our customers. So we are working towards it. Towards 2030, you will see us as an energy company and not just a core possibility company. I hope that. So,
Good evening, ma'am. One, I'm a freshman currently. So, currently, there's this thing going on, automation, HDI automation. Even our college has introduced a branch that is an automation. So, like, what are your thoughts on how automation is going to affect the career of automobiles in the TSUs and in the fields?
So, to answer that question, I think everyone is quite aware of the fact that AI, machine learning, artificial is going to be a reality for everyone. Forget about talking about oil and gases. There, digital transformation is there. So, good for the computer science. They must be getting happy examples like branch selecting. So yes, AI could be there even in our sector. Uh, in response, digital transformation is something that you bring in your company to ease out your jobs, and it will also be taking out certain works that were happening by people. Like for example, we will have an LPG. Every one of you will have an LPG connection, or must be aware that way something होगा LPG connection. एलपीजी कनेक्शन में बुकिंग करना जब मैं गई थी मार्केट में बनाने से सेल्स ऑफ 2010 get hundreds of complaints in every day रात को 12 बजे तक कंज्यूमर कॉल करके बोल रहा है घर में खाना नहीं बनना मुझे था for a sales officer who handled LPG and 10 lakhs customer base in one area. Imagine there are hundreds of sales officers at that point in time. कोई डिजिटल कुछ नहीं था, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स का पैकेज लोकलाइज था, सब मतलब डिस्कनेक्टेड था. टॉक अबाउट टुडे व्हाट्सएप पे बुकिंग हो रही है, व्हाट्सएप पे कंफर्मेशंस आ रहे हैं, व्हाट्सएप पे आपको स्टेटस मिल रहा है. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट पीपीसीएल. सो थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड सो मच फ्रॉम दैट. हाउ हैज इट चेंज्ड? इट इज बिकॉज़ ऑफ एआई. जॉब्स क्या करेंगे उस प्रोसेस में. जब हमारा काउंटर स्टाफ बैठ रहा था डीलरशिप्स पे, ओके, नॉट देयर रिक्वायर्ड, एक साल से काम होता है. तो यस, इट्स अ ट्रेड ऑफ, राइट? टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी रिप्लेसिंग पीपल, दे आर आल्सो गेटिंग जॉब्स और work otherwise. And to say it's a trade-off that a company decides on how to introduce digital transformation, and automation is always there. It is there. It is an old thing. But talking about AI, AI is something which is going to change things drastically. It will change things drastically, but it will impact certain areas. So we need to have the backup for the areas where people will figure out anything. I hope that clarifies the question.
Good evening, ma'am. I am department. And a lot of the major changes in there last 3-4 years. Major updates.
So I was sharing this earlier also with some students, right? Things have started changing post-COVID. COVID has brought in a lot of perspective in terms of how things can work, right? We've gone online, so many things. People don't want to step out of their home for small things. Even if you look at diesel delivery, so we were the only supplier and everybody wanted a diesel, had to go for a metro car to get it that way. Diesel at the doorstep. There are small tankers which you order for LPG service at home. They go deliver at the doorstep. You don't have to travel to various retail outlets. LPG में पहले I don't know how much 14.2 kilograms का सिलेंडर आता है ना, जो नॉर्मल डोमेस्टिक सिलेंडर आता है. एक वही ऑप्शन होता था, उसकी बुकिंग करो घर से आता है.
there are portable cylinders. अगर आप जाओगे, आप किसी छोटा cylinder, otherwise you see in the in market now being sold by companies like us. So we have even the material of the cylinders, fiber material cylinder, lightweighted cylinders. That way things have changed, and how we used to operate in the same area, and how we are operating in customers. So the customer has taken a very was always the center decisions, but because generational demands, the generation which is there, the time constraint that people have spent on buying and getting these services, we are considering those, and we are offering products and services accordingly. That is one. Secondly, as I already mentioned about EVs, we are entering into EV era, and there'll be a future where all these combustion engines will not be there, right? Like if you go study electric vehicle, combustion engines का phase out होना लिखा हुआ है in policies, ना mandate है, otherwise हम लोग phase out हो जाएंगे, या तो climate बचाए या तो combustion engine बचाए, तो हम अपने को बचाएंगे, तो that means combustion engine is going to go out at some point of time, can be delayed, but it cannot be avoided. So EVs are the future. EVs use only market में. Companies like us who have physical presence pan India through distributors will be the one who will be offering spaces for charging of those vehicles, because we only have that capability to do it across the country. So I think that way we are getting through ethanol blended fuels. If you are aware, we've already reached 20%, we are targeting 20% blending of ethanol into diesel. So that way, what's renewable areas, solarization, wind energy, we are setting up. Hydrogen, if anyone of you travels to Kochi, how many anyone Kochi? So if you know the Kochi airport, we are coming up shortly with the hydrogen refueling station. So we'll be fueling hydrogen in buses, the airport. So that project is on and will be shortly commissioned. So that on also, diversifying our portfolio, existing core of our petchems, petroleum, petchems India, we are also investing more to put up more refineries and more plants. That way, I think we have changed in last 4 or 5 years.
Hello, my name is Sarva. I'm a civil engineer. I want to ask, recently is it safe to say that all is safe for a while, especially America and China fighting over oil? Every now and then we see a fight for it all over places. The Middle East, Iran also very much fighting. The name of the peace. What we are thinking is for oil. China and America both are fighting for oil. Is it safe to say that oil is here to stay for the long time now? Because America and they are fighting for its time. Obviously, either engineering, they are having an engineering plan. There is some problem. So America cannot do it, China cannot do it. If they are so heavily reliant on oil, if they are fighting over it, even Putin has also made these sanctions. When Putin is doing this, all the European countries were sanctioned on oil. So is it safe to say that oil is going to stay renewable? I ask this question because I see this word being thrown just like that. Everybody is spread this word like around it. But when it comes to ground reality, everybody is fighting over for oil. Not anybody for renewable.
A very intelligent question and CEO level question, I must say. But having worked very closely with the task force, so it so happened that in 21 post-COVID, our company formed some task force to identify what's happening and what decisions to be taken. I was part of one of the task force that he was the where I was studying. So yes, it's the fact that oil will stay. We are not getting rid of oil soon. But the question is, do you know the effects of using such fuel that it is causing on the environment? Like, you know the effects, right? Earthquakes happening, floods happening. We can't ignore that. We are human beings. We are not just earning money. We are here to stay. My son, he has his life facing all that we don't pay. So it's a conscious decision. Yes, I'm just going. I'm just not a person who's just here to earn money. I am make sure as a responsible citizen and a responsible student. If any one of you feels that earning money and just converting into profits is something that I must be doing all my time, and I prefer to that. Because it's not just my responsibility to earn money, it's also my responsibility, whatever I'm leaving for the future, is safe enough for them. So when you say oil is here to stay, that's a fact, it is here to stay. But when it gets over, what then? You want them to face, चलो भाई खत्म हो गया पहले चलो, तुम्हारा ऑप्शन नहीं ना, you don't. अब this technology आज हम बात करते हैं, मैंने जब स्टडी मुझे उससे पहले नहीं पता था कि इंडिया में टेक्नोलॉजी ही नहीं है बैटरी सेल्स की. आपको पता है कि इंडिया में कोई बैटरी सेल की टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है. आपको बैटरी इंडिया में जो बनती है सब असेंबल है. You can just do the stacking here. You're assembling the stacks here. If one day one country tells you, sorry, I have sanctions and I will not give you the cells, it is banned. Sorry, battery applications are banned. This responsibilities are here. Being the premium institute working in engineering, I think as we were picking up some study, I picked up something I'm told. Go to NITs, go to IITs. And investors, they're working, right? Everybody is an expert in their area. Ask them what they're doing. क्योंकि एक lithium cell बनाने के लिए कितने दिन की रिसर्च लगती होगी? या लगी है जो उन्होंने बनाया? सालों. मैं इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप करनी है, मुझे 10-15 साल लग जाएंगे. It's not an overnight decision that I take. It's just a confused less. But do one hydrogen. ये वाला, how do you prepare us? People are talking. Why? Government is talking. If you start working today, you will end up with the result after 10 years, 15 years. So probably because India जिस चीज का पुश नहीं होता है, हम लोग भी पुश किया नहीं. आप कहते हैं चलो रिन्यूएबल्स भी देखते हैं, हाइड्रोजन भी देखते हैं. जब तक कोई नहीं खोल रहा होता, नोबडी वुड हैव इन्वेस्टेड इन एनी इन दीस एरियाज. पैसा लगा. It's a trade-off. What you want to do? Future means that. Future is about hydrogen. Future is about solar and wind. You want to get obsolete and say कि मैंने तो भैया just did my not only this marriage which I do not, and it is collected for that. But ये सब new areas, so we are learning. We want to face more easily, smoothly with next year. So what transition period के लिए काम करते हैं, people talk of renewables, not just that we suddenly बोल दिया, so that suddenly. I hope I made my mind clear.
So renewable factor, you can use the components extract, make it into a new one. Also, say there are secondary markets for batteries. Like any battery, the application can be used till a certain depth of discharge, we say. So उसके बाद वो useless हो जाता है for the application of an EV. But वो जो उसमें अभी भी matter है useful for electric motors, जो other applications. So that's for the secondary market. So you use those, and also when that is also done, you can extract these precious metals that they are formed of, lithium, cobalt, but then we don't have technology here. We can send it outside, they make it and give it back to us. So that way.
There are
Yeah, we
my name is Sandhya. Singh. I think over this not very good in India. So what are the major challenges that there are the foreign countries we can't here?
there are two things. You either take the technology that already been made, or already been created outside, right? That depends on whether you want to give you that technology or not. There are a lot of factors that impact. The second thing is in your institutes, really investing their time in areas which matter. So I happen to interact with people from NIT Delhi. People are working. Yes, see, everything you cannot happen overnight. Like I said, it takes 10, 15 years of time. So people are working in technology. People are working in IT. In their own areas of expertise. Right? So I think it's high time in India. All our, we are so intelligent. We are so intelligent that we are going outside and working for others. Technology, which cannot be brought to India. And if it has to be brought to India, it charges a bomb. So I think it's high time the government. Yes, there was an application that the government funding was not there. The government was not pushing the research. Okay, government is also started focusing on research in these areas. We are actually getting a lot of funds to work in hydrogen, to work in renewables, in something to learn about it. So that will develop in-house technologies, which institutes like Kurukshetra and other NITs and IITs should focus on. So how many of you are in the just 2 minutes I'll take what's in this discussion of where we want to go? Like this, how many of you are actively participating in the clubs that we had in college? And I was there. We had very few. I heard you guys have got a lot of many clubs. So if somebody can just stand up and tell me what are the clubs that we have as a NIT, and then I'll share with you what I had when I was there in college. Something.
There are different clubs. There are different clubs. And then different technical societies for different branches. Mechanical sciences are dedicated to that. And so there are management clubs like there are also robotics clubs that are robotics clubs embedded for
Okay. And when I was there, I will always understand when I was there, the writing stuff. It's a कोई जगह होती थी वहाँ पे हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करते थे अभी भी नहीं है Then English didn't come for the right, or it's still there. Oh, didn't get like I was part of didn't there also. Then there was photography, which is still actively working as was still quite really good. I wish them all the best. There was also this club, also there were unofficial magazines that we had. Yeah. Not all. Finance, photography, finance, I must say they are the most hardworking people. Confidence होता था हमारे टाइम पे अभी भी होता है. Confidence होता था and confidence की side background finance department. It's very hardworking people get into finance. So let's say that you are the core strength in future. जब मैंने MBA किया, I am the person. हमारे प्रोफेसर ने हमें बोला कि हर साल इस कंट्री में 5,000 CEOs की रिक्वायरमेंट है. उन CEOs की रिक्वायरमेंट कौन फुलफिल करेगा? The cream of the country, right? So आप लोग potential CEOs, CTOs हो. So I must say you are doing a great job in IT or privileged and really grateful to every one of you and your parties on that. From the heart, prepare it and directly goes to share. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. All the best. I want to see you guys in the biggest possible positions after you get placed and work hard towards it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that insightful and inspiring talk. You have given us so much to think about, and it's truly been an enriching experience.
Thank you all. And now, as we near the conclusion of this wonderful event, I would like to invite Dean Student Welfare, Professor Dikshit Garg sir, for the closing remarks.
Please welcome with a huge round of applause.
Well, our today's guest, Sandhya Singh, मैं प्रतिभा अग्रवाल जी, योगेश अग्रवाल जी, शैली मैम, faculty members, guests and dear students. Just I want to share some feelings from my part. And if I just recall that from my memories, our esteemed alumni speaker Sandhya, and at the time of the institute level, she was a very brilliant student. And at that time, I happened to be a president club, and today that is known as the professor in charge clubs. And in the club activities also, she was actively engaged. And at that time, I had the opportunity to see her and to interact with her. And at that time, if I just recall that at that time, she had also acted as the work committee head, and at the conference also. At that point of time, she was working actively, and at that time, and I just recall that at our institute about the best all-rounder. At that time, there was one award, and that may be male or female. And as I was in the committee, I just recall that among the best parameters, she was at number 2. And as at today's time, as we have accepted the best all of the boys and girls, and we can say that from her batch, from the girls, he was the best all of them. And about her talk, about her experience, they are very useful to you. And I also just recall, and someone tell me that whether my memory is right or not. At the time of the convocation also, At that time, she has worked actively, and for the Saraswati Vandana, at that time, if I recall that I assigned her the duty to engage some of the girls to the Saraswati Vandana, and she engaged that. So she had also verified that about the 17 years ago, about 16 years ago, whatever my memory is now, and I was also talking to her a few days back that she is a role model for all of our students, all of you, and you can see that her emotions. She just wants to see all of you in your life, in your career, at the very, very high pitch. That is the real emotions and the love of the elders. And with these words, I express my sincere thank and my sincere wishes to Sandhya and to all of you to have the best of your life.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, as we draw towards as we draw the colloquium to a close, we want to thank you all once again for being a part of this wonderful event. It's been an absolute pleasure to be connected with all of you and share the incredible achievements of our Alumni community.
We hope that today has sparked meaningful conversations, rekindled old friendships, and renewed your sense of pride in being a part of the NIT family. Together, we continue to shape the future while cherishing our past.
Before we say goodbye, please remember to stay connected with the Alumni Network and continue to support the next generation of students here. We look forward to seeing you all again at the future gatherings every Wednesday at the Network.
And with that, we bid you farewell for now, but not goodbye. Until next time, take care, stay in touch, and keep the NIT Kurukshetra spirit alive.
I would like to call upon all the dignitaries on the stage for a group photograph. I would also like to call upon the audience.
आगे आ जाते हैं